It's June 11th, 2012, and I just heard a line from Shakespeare's Much to Do About Nothing. And I haven't read it. I was watching the movie, and it's got a bunch of stars in it, and it's a comedy and it's fun, but it's a love gone awry kind of thing. It's a comedy, a romantic comedy, and they got the king and the court and the prince and the jester, the joker, and all that. Anyway, in relation to my life here today, I think it's really apropos, totally appropriate, in that I injured myself. I woke up with a tremendous amount of pain in my low back. It hasn't been this bad in a while. And I had just been looking up the Montessori school because my daughter that got married works at a Montessori school. And I found out that, you can use the word Montessori and you don't have to follow the pedagogy that Maria Montessori set down. And so I looked up the word pedagogy as well. And as I read it, I was remembering some statements of Campbell. And I looked through Joseph Campbell's primitive, Oriental, Occidental, and creative mythologies, just for the footnotes or the index in the back. And I was looking for pedagogy because I thought I remembered him saying something about pedagogy and pedagogues. And so I looked it up on the internet, and pedagogy has to do with children, basically, instructing children. It's the beginning phase, but ultimately you have to go past all pedagogy and learn as you go. So my basic idea was that, pedagogy is for children. It's important. It gives them a good little structure, a little foundation, but there's something beyond that, past that. And I realized that that's not for the faint of heart. But as I was looking through, growing up is not for the faint of heart or the weak-minded. It's quite a challenge, moving past the pedagogy and all the rules and all the terms and definitions and going out and creating your own life. And so I was leafing through the P's in the index, and I saw Paraclete. And I had a difficult time wrapping my mind around what the Paraclete was for years and years, and he has a chapter in creative myth, but I was looking through Occidental myth. And creative myth is the final, Occidental is the Western mythology. And so I was looking it up, and the Paraclete's symbol is fire. And the Paraclete is known as the Comforter, the one that comes after, as far as I know at this point, the one that comes after Christ. It's the Christ in the Comforter role, where the Savior is there to comfort, not to strip away or punish the dark aspects, but to comfort the light aspects, the human part of ourselves. And what was that? I'm not sure if I shared it yet. The line in Shakespeare about it has something to do with Seneca. The fates carry those that will, and those that won't, they drag. It's something like that. Let me see here. Yeah, the line goes, some Cupid slays with arrows, some with traps. And I thought that was really interesting, because in relationship to this line happening in a comedy, Much to Do About Nothing, even though I haven't read it, I get the basic gist, you know, how love goes astray and finds itself again. And in relationship to my daughter, um, it's just very interesting because also bringing into the fray the pain that I have today. You know, when I'm come upon this pain, when I have a flare up in my low back, everything just gets cleared away. I don't give a shit anymore. It's like, to hell with all you fools. I got to live what I got to live because I'm in so much pain right now. Who knows if I'm going to walk tomorrow? That's the kind of pain I have. And it comes upon me, and I've got to deal with it. And it's not something that can really be fixed that well, as far as all the risks that I've taken so far with the surgeries, and all the ineptitude with the workers' compensation insurance companies, the workers' compensation board, appeals board, the judicial system, and the insurance companies involved. It's just, it's like, forget it. It's not worth the risk dealing with you nincompoop ninnies.